y'all remember that song? Do what you want, what you want, I do what you want, by Lady Gaga and R. Kelly. Well, this has nothing to do with the podcast episode, but I can't get it out of my head, and there is a better version out there where she removes R. Kelly and puts in Christina Aguilera. And if you know anything about me, you know Christina Aguilera is my go-to number one artist. So that's not a question that I was asked in this episode, but it is one that I think is very important for all of you to know. And it is a song I think all of you should listen to. But with that, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sex Here and Now. As always, I'm your host, Matt Lockman. I'm a licensed clinical therapist and ASEX certified sex therapist. Before I get started, please subscribe and rate this podcast. And while you are at it, head on over to YouTube and follow Cleveland Sex Therapy for more sex positive content. This is truly a labor of love, and I wouldn't be here without all of your support. Today, I thought I would answer some questions posed by some of our listeners. You might be thinking, I didn't know you could submit questions. Well, dear listener, you can. Head on over to sexherenow.com/home, and there you have it. Ask away. You can also go into the show notes, and the link will be there for you. But today, I'm going to explore 5 questions ranging from how I got my start in the field to literally answering the question, why do men suck? How fun! Let's jump on in. The first question is from Greg. Greg asks, Matt, what is your favorite part of being a sex therapist? Well, Greg, that is pretty simple. Spreading sex positivity. I know all of you are probably bored in hearing me talk about sex positivity, and I know it may sound like a cop out, but hey, this is my podcast, and this is my answer. There are so many things that go into being a sex therapist that I enjoy. When you own a private practice, you have to wear so many hats. Therapist, marketer, admin, biller, supervisor, networker. Did I say marketer? I made it a point to find parts of all of these that brought me joy. And when it comes down to it, all of them can be accessed through me just being sex positive and passing along that message. So, Greg, while I love talking about kink and making content like this amazing podcast, please rate and review and pass along to everyone, as well as my YouTube channel, Cleveland Sex Therapy. Check it out in the show notes. Just being able to be sex positive is truly a joy. Next up, this is from username BeSerious23. Okay, Be Serious. How did you get into the field? Well, Be Serious, it started in 2014. I had a course in human sexuality, and I thought it was a pretty cool course, but honestly, I really had no desire in being a sex therapist back then. I wanted to work with athletes. I thought if I didn't work with athletes, I'd probably be a general therapist working at a college counseling center. So when I took that course, I thought it was pretty cool. And then I quickly was like, I'm never going to use this. This stuff is private. This was back in 2014, the dark ages. um, and then after that, I moved back to Cleveland, Ohio. I sort of blew up my life, and I was working at the Cleveland Clinic hospital system here in Cleveland, Ohio, working for an amazing employee assistance program. And it was during that time that I was sort of burning out, and I thought, okay, well, what did I like about school? And I remember the sex therapy course and thought, really, okay, cool, this is awesome. Let's see if sex therapists even exist in the Midwest, in Ohio. And I found one at the time. I synced up with this person and I found ASECT, the American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, who then, helped me see that there's a certification program for it. There's this whole wide world. And from there, I took the risks. And as they say, the rest is history. So next up, Karen asks, what frustrates you the most about your job? Well, the boring answer here, Karen, is the billing. Being a biller is not fun. Shout out to all of you who do it. More power to you. The sexier answer here, I guess, would be seeing how our country is still stuck in some pretty outdated puritanical shit. But this less so frustrates me than makes me sad. I just wish we were able to teach kids that sex is not bad. I wish we were able to see other humans as not a threat to our relationships. Hell, I wish we could just respect everyone's personal autonomy to do whatever the hell they want. So, Karen, I don't know if the sexy answer is sufficient or not. So let's go back to the boring one. Billing sucks. Geez, I didn't realize how many people cared about my career and journey. I guess you like me, you guys. You really do. Well, here's one that's a little different. No Name Anonymous wrote in and wants to know, why do men suck? Well, No Name, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why men suck. Without getting too psychological, I think we have to look more so at why the messaging and culture that surrounds men growing up sucks. Because let me tell you, it does suck. It teaches a lot of men to be in competition with one another, with everybody, to win. It teaches men that they can't control themselves. They must provide, protect, eliminate. They must make money and lots of it. What you do not hear in this messaging is empathy, is vulnerability, is partnership. So when we teach young boys that competition means more than compassion, we get young men that, well, I guess, suck. But here's the thing. I don't think all men suck. I don't think I suck. I mean, I do suck, but that's for sexual reasons. I think younger generations have gotten more open to compassion and empathy, and it shows in how our world is opening up and being more poly and queer affirming. I really hope people don't think I suck, but again, that's a topic for a whole other conversation. All right, the last question for this episode is from Stacy, and she asks, "Why am I always upset that my boyfriend is on his phone a lot?" Honestly, Stacy, there could be a lot going on underneath that frustration. Sometimes it taps into attachment needs. When someone we care about is glued to a screen, it can feel like neglect, even if that is not their intention. It can also highlight a lack of conversation or vulnerability in the relationship. Think about it. Our brains tend to interpret attention as care. So when the attention goes to a phone instead of us, that can sting. At the same time, there may be other layers to consider. Some people use their phones as a way to decompress, to regulate stress, and even stay engaged if they are neurodivergent and find constant stimulation helpful. The real question is less about the phone and more about what it represents in the relationship. Are you craving attention? Are you craving curiosity? Or do you simply want a moment where you both feel present with each other? Once we can figure that out, maybe we will see the phone less as a threat. Okay, well, that was fun. I hope you all enjoyed some of these listener questions. And if you're thinking, again, man, how do I submit questions? Well, dear listener, head on over to sexhereandnow.com/home. And there you have it. Ask away. Talk to you all soon. Sex Here and Now is written and recorded by me, Matt Lockman. For more resources, education, or support, you can find me on all social platforms at Cleveland Sex Therapy. Thanks for being here, and as always, stay curious.